to the software. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to, if you could save them at the end, or if you want, you can put them into the chat window or the questions box. Our moderator, Tim Borio at our office, will be monitoring that, and then I'll be able to address those at the end. I want to make sure I cover the overview of the product so that everybody can get what they need out of it, and then if anyone needs more specifics, we can cover that afterwards. All right. That being said, again, welcome to Sage Construction Anywhere. And my name is Russell Clark. I've been working with Sage Construction 300, formerly known as Timberline Office, for about 18 years, and I'm excited about the new product. I work with Alliance Solutions Group. There we go. My slides are moving. And Alliance Solutions Group covers California, Texas, and Florida, and we have over 4,000 clients throughout the U.S. and the Caribbean. And we focus primarily on the Sage construction and real estate software solutions. The Sage Construction Anywhere, it's a cloud-based solution. What that means to you is you access it on the internet. So you're going to have access to project files and documents on the internet associated with your projects. It's accessible anywhere via any web-enabled smartphone, tablet, or PC. Again, you can use any browser, Google Chrome, Mozilla, Internet Explorer. It's designed exclusively for the Sage 300 construction and real estate product and the Sage 100 contractor. The Sage 100 contractor will be coming soon. The Sage construction, the Sage 300 construction and real estate connection is up and running. And as far as the web interface is going to be exactly the same. So if you are a Sage 100 user, what you're going to see today is not going to change. The only difference is being the back office connector and how it delivers the data into the cloud. And the product is built on Microsoft Windows Azure, which, again, that should satisfy your IT guys if they're curious. And that's just a platform by Microsoft that allows us to have this cloud-based system. The promo pricing, the pricing of the product, and we'll come back around and address this at the end as well, is the core services, which gives you access to all your project reports and project files, is $150 a month. And then the core services plus time entry or time capture is $250 a month. The promotion for clients who are already Sage clients but do not not subscribing to Sage Construction Anywhere is that they get first month free, and if they're a Gold Business Care, they get 50% off of the services, and Silver is 25%. You also have, it's a cancel anytime subscription, so there's no long-term contracts. If you're going to purchase the time entry piece, the time capture piece, then you also have an additional user count for your employees, essentially time entries. So you have two types, basic and a user, and you get one of each when you purchase the core services. But then the difference between the two is that a basic user can key in their own time, and advanced user has the ability to key in their time plus other individuals, i.e. like a superintendent or field personnel who's in charge of a crew. And they also have the ability to become time approvers. So you can have individuals key their own time in, and then an advanced user would be a person who would also be able to approve the time. We will follow up with everyone after tomorrow, starting tomorrow, regarding any additional questions and or to provide quotes. The individual that's going to be following up with you, here's his contact information, and I will put this up on the screen at the end as well while we're taking questions. His name is Cameron Clark, and there's his email address and his phone number. And then, like I said, we'll have questions at the end. So let's go ahead and jump over to the software. Like I said, again, Sage Construction Anywhere is cloud-based. I'm using Google Chrome. This is the home page. And the home page, again, when you log in, if you have more than one project that you have access to, and again, individual can be set up as a user and not be a member of your organization. So they don't have to work for your construction company. So you can set up outside subcontractors, architects, engineers, or anyone else, or owners, and they can log in and still be able to see the projects that you have given them access to. And then you can give them access to different sections. If you want them to have access to the reports, you can. If you want them to have access to the project files, you can do that as well. And then, of course, your own internal people, project managers, senior PMs, superintendents, any individual needs to key time in, they also will can have access based on the security settings. The home page is broken out into a couple different panes. You have, and this is just a little navigational issue, information. I'm actually going to go through kind of like a basic workflow of the different areas. And the three main areas are the project reports, project files, and the time entry and approval. So just to get the lay of the land here, it is driven by icons. So if I click on these, they do different things or take me to different pieces of the software, different areas of the web page, sorry. And we'll go through these in a second. This down here shows you a map of all your jobs, the locations. And here's a list of your projects. And then on the right, you have action items and news feeds. The action items are things that are more demanding of your attention. Maybe a file has been uploaded to one of your jobs, and it will tell you that you have a new file or a file's been downloaded. The news feed just kind of gives you information on things that are happening associated with your jobs on the website. So if I was going to go ahead and look at an individual project, I can go to the actual project page itself and click on the project. And again, on the project page, it's broken down with these panes. I have project reports, I have a project time status, I have a weather internet update, and a project info tab. So I'm going to focus on the project reports first. If I was going to log in and check the status of my job, these are some reports that I requested right before the webinar started. And I can view the reports just by clicking on them. And these reports print real time from your accounting system, whether it's Sage 100 or Sage 300. And real time meaning that when I request the report, it will run on your system, and then the Construction Anywhere connector will deliver the finished report to the actual website. You will be notified via your notifications, and you'll also receive an email that indicates to you that your report is ready. And so as you can imagine, those of you who run reports locally, the reporting processing time it's pretty close to what it takes to run your report on your local system, because actually taking and delivering the finished results is not a lengthy process at all. It just uploads the file. So again, I ran a job overview report. And these are just some of the standard reports that are in the Sage 300. And showing my cost, budget versus actuals by cost code. I also have the ability to request reports. Again, you know, those were ones that I've already requested. But I could come in here and see overall my reports. And if I want to go ahead and request a report, I can do that. And click it. And then that report would be pending until it shows up into my inbox. So back to the, so that's the project home screen, just showing you the status. Again, if I wanted to, I could go to project files here. And I'll show you that in a bit. I can enter time, and I'll show you that in a second. But I'm going to go back to the home page. And again, if you think about this, again, you have access to the Sage Construction Anywhere site via your browser like I'm doing now. But if you have it on your iPad or any tablet, these are, of course, touch-enabled, and you can see they're nice big icons. So, you know, you're using your fingers out in the field and you're clicking on them. So if I want to look at project files, another way I can get at information on my projects is actually click on my project filter here, and it will bring up this toolbar on the bottom. And again, I can get to my reports if I needed to. It'll show me that same screen that we just saw. Or if I want to go back, I can go ahead and I want to request a report. Go back to the project homepage, or I'm sorry, to the homepage. That's where I was. And click on my reports. And then down here, if I click on files, this is going to show me a list of all of my project files that I've uploaded or that have been uploaded to my job. But if I wanted to, I can upload additional ones. I have created on this project a file structure, so you can replicate the file structure you have on your server that stores all your different project files. And again, you have the ability to set up security on these different folders as well as subfolders. And I don't have any security on here, but if you set it up, then again, you can give individuals access to it, and the security could be down to the lower level. You don't have to do it at the upper level. So again, if I log in and take a look at my drawings, I can see here I have a drawing in a PDF format. I click it. I have the Adobe Reader installed on my computer. I've got Google Chrome, so it does the download first. It doesn't auto-open, but if your browser is set to auto-open files, it will just open it. So if I wanted to, I can download that file right here as well by clicking on it. I can copy the file. I can move the file to a different data folder, rename it, or actually delete it if I have the security rights to it. But I clicked on this and highlighted this file. Over on the right, you see that it came up with some file properties. If I look at these file properties in more detail, this is all the information that was coded when I uploaded the file. You can create additional properties as well as what they call tags. And what that does is that gives you a greater ability to, when you're searching, to actually find files. and it'll isolate those and show anything with the word drawings in it. So not only is it just the name of the file, but you can have additional tags. Obviously, one of the tags is going to be your job number, but you can have dates, drop-down lists that you select from. If I go back here, home, and I go to my daily reports, and I click on that, I've already uploaded a daily report here. One of the tags that I added, or one of the properties that I added for the daily reports, was the actual date. Again, these are all going to be system generated, and I added the date one. You can also link it to various companies, so whether it's a subcontractor, supplier, architect, engineer, owner, et cetera, et cetera. Or again, this is Alliance Solutions Group, our company. The companies do not have to be your actual vendors or customers. You can set any company up, and you can link it to a vendor or customer. It's similar to the users, where the users can be your employees, but you're not limited by them, so you have an option. So if I wanted to upload a file, I would just click plus, select my files. Select my daily report. I go ahead and give it a tag, and just click upload. Of course, the file is 8 kilobytes, but you know, the larger the file, the longer it's going to take to upload. Of course, that's contingent on your internet connection as well. So there you go. So if I wanted to, I could also look at site photos. And there I just have a few that I set up. Again, click on it. So that's pretty much the project files, an overview of the project files and the project reports. And again, everything is security focused. You have the ability to lock things down, as well as if you're utilizing the system for time capture. If I come into my Safe Construction Anywhere homepage, I have the ability to key in time for myself on any job from the homepage. So I can easily just click on the plus. And then I have my time card for the current pay period. I click on plus, and I choose my project, choose my cost code list, and then I choose the actual hours. And you got regular overtime and double time. These pay IDs that you're seeing there are linked to the pay IDs in your accounting system, your payroll software. You actually, on the back office system, set the link up, and you can pick any three that you want. And typically, I think regular and overtime are probably going to be the two. And I had done this already earlier, so I'll do a different day. Thanks for warning me. There's my project, and my staff code, and then my time. Save. Save. And again, I can keep entering time. If I want to, I can also enter time at the project level. So if I click my time entry icon now, it's actually going to give me time entry for the Clackamas Office Park 4. So here you see are several other employees, including myself, who have either entered time themselves or I've keyed time in for them. So again, I can choose another individual. I should make sure I haven't keyed his time in. And Clackamas Office Park. The cost is, let's give him some overtime. Okay. And then save. And again, if once you've keyed your time in for yourself and or others, you also have the ability to submit the time. Once the time has been submitted, you no longer have the ability to edit it, but then it then moves on to the approvers. So as the time approver that I'm set to as well, I can come in on the job, and I just left it. And again, I click the same icon, and then I do supervisor time review. And so anything submitted I will see here, which we only had 2 time entries that were submitted. I click on that, and then I have a list of all the time entries that keyed in. I can approve all or approve individual time, and then approve. Once time has been approved by the time approver, then the time administrator can download the time to the back office payroll system. You have the option of having an intermediary approver. You can have individuals or advanced time users key time in, and then just go straight to the time administrator. And the time administrator can always approve all and just download all the time as well if there's someone who can't get access to the computer or something like that. So you have full control of that. And that's done at the home page. You got approver time review here. And there I click the time entry grid, payroll time review. That's the time administrator has access to. So if you're not a time administrator, you won't see this. You won't see time entry settings or employee activation. And again, I'm an administrator, so I have all these features. But again, your users would just see, enter times, project files, project reports, and be able to run it unless they're an administrator and an overseer, so to speak. So that's, again, the Sage Construction Anywhere website overview. Again, I'm sure there's a lot of questions, specifics that you guys have. Again, just to reiterate on the pricing, I will put this up. And if you want to now, Tim, if you want to go ahead and, I don't know if you want to unmute or if you have the questions.
Yeah, everybody, this is Tim at Alliance Solutions Group. On the right-hand side of your screen, you should see a box that says questions or chat. If you do have any questions, you can go ahead and type them in that box. If you want to also, you can click the button to raise your hand, and I can try to unmute you. I don't want to unmute everybody because we have over 30 people on the call, and if I unmute everybody, we're going to have a lot of background noise. But I am looking at that, and we do have a couple questions coming in, Russ. So I'm just going to go and read them to you, okay?
Sure.
Russ, what about entering mileage on time cards?
You can. Mileage can be one of the options on you have 3 pay IDs, and mileage can be one of those.
All right. And I believe I can answer this. When is Sage 100? When is the Sage 100 release coming? I believe that's going to be in June. Is that correct? Is that what you heard also, Russ?
Yeah, they keep saying next month, and I'm not sure what that means because they didn't give me a specific date. But yeah, June would probably be a very safe bet if it's next month.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the next question. Because the cost is monthly, is there any additional maintenance fee? No, there's not. it's the maintenance, the support fee is built into the monthly fee for stage construction anywhere. Let's see. Can you enter time by job/phase, then cost code?
Yes, no. And right now it's just job and cost code. It doesn't have, for Sage 300, I think they're referring to extras, and it doesn't have that link currently.
All right. Next question. I saw entering hours. What about time as for certified payroll?
No, they do not have certified class as one of the options yet. Again, that is to an enhancement request that you'd be proud of me I asked for the first time I saw the software as well. So, but it should be coming.
All right. I guess why are there 3 pay IDs? Is it possible to have more?
What they've done, yeah, they've limited it to 3 pay IDs. And for those of you who, I'm not familiar with Sage 100, so I'm sorry, but I would imagine it's going to be similar. But for Sage 300, they've limited to 3 pay IDs per pay group. So, which essentially is 3 pay IDs per employee. If you have one pay group that is field and then another pay group that is office, you can have different pay IDs for the different pay groups. But that's the most flexibility they have there. And as to why they limited it to 3, I cannot answer that question. I do know they are trying to make it as simple and easy to use as possible so that you don't have to click a lot of drop-downs or anything like that, that you just push the button, the screen comes up, you fill out the information, the numbers, and then you move forward.
Yeah, and also there's apps. Well, go ahead, Russ. Sorry.
No, that's what I've heard from the development team. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, and there's going to be smartphone apps available for this too. So just for anybody that uses Android or iPhone, it's
right now it's out on iOS, and then the Android app is on its way. And again, I don't know when the delivery on that is either. But the iPhone app is out right now.
All right. Can you enter more than one job to a timesheet? And is it required that they enter the overtime hours?
Yes. I mean, you can enter more than one job to a timesheet. If you noticed, when I did my time entry, I had the ability to choose my job. So when I was keying it in, comes up here. Sorry if I jumped over that quickly.
Sorry. Hey, while that's coming up, go ahead.
Uh-huh.
All right, it's up. It's up. Go ahead.
Wow, that's good. So yeah, when I key my timesheet in, that's my user, and then I'll switch the date so I don't get that error message. But it's already in. I click plus. The first thing I do is choose my project, and that'll be a list of all the projects that the user has access to, and to keep, in the system. So I only have the 2 up there. And then I don't know about the second part. You said force overtime, i.e., like if you keyed in 10 hours and 8 hours regular time, anything over 8 is overtime, would it automatically do it? I think maybe that's what you're alluding to. Well, the answer is no. It's whatever you key in. Now you do have the ability to build in constraints to say if someone keys in over so many hours per day, give me a warning, or don't let them. It's an error message. But not, they could key in 16 hours. If you don't have that on, they can key in 16 hours of regular time. So.
All right. Data storage, is there a limit?
The data storage on the files has a limit. I should have wrote that down because, let's see, it is, boy, where's the project page? There is a file storage administrator. A big site. Oh, there you go, file storage. And I can see what I have. Current site has a storage limit of 50 gigabytes. I think that comes with the standard subscription, and then I think you have the ability to purchase additional file storage, and they do have archiving capabilities. So if the job is done, you can also archive the project files. So that is available as well by the file administrator. And this will dynamically increase. I know it says 1 gigabyte there, but if I had more than one, it would show a lot. It would show more. I mean, if it scales.
All right, we'll make sure when Cameron's following up with everybody, we'll make sure he knows that information.
The pricing information, yeah. Okay,
yeah, perfect. Yeah, on that. All right. Next question. Let's see. Will they be able to enter time by pay group?
Well, no. I mean, the time is entered. Either you can key your timesheet in and then pick your jobs, or you can go into the system and key time in, and then what happens is a time approver or a time supervisor, you have the ability to key your time in for the individuals that you're responsible for. So it's not necessarily by pay group. You actually kind of, if you are linking it to a pay group, then you would just replicate that pay group through the time supervisor up on the advanced user up on the website. Hopefully that makes sense.
All right. Next question. We use the extra and we call it points. Say we're building 3 tanks on a job site. It's point 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that
yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Right now you don't have that ability, but I'll check because that should be hopefully coming soon, because I know a lot of the clients are using extras on their jobs. So I'll make a note of that. I'll try to find out, and we'll try to get that information out to everybody.
Okay. Next question was, I know you talked about just briefly at the beginning, but how do the user counts work in regards to, payroll clerks that enter time in the field and other people that would enter their own time?
Okay, so 2 things. One is if you purchase the core services for report files, it's unlimited users. Once you get into the time component, then again you get the time, core and time for the $250 a month less discounts, and you get the 1 basic and 1 advanced. The users are named users, so you are uploading your employee list to the website, and then you're going through it and tagging each individual employee and saying this employee is a basic user, meaning they can key their own time in, and then this employee is an advanced user and they can key time in for others. If a user is not going to key their own time in, you don't have to link them as a basic user. You can have your employees up in the available for time entry, and then have your advanced users who key in their time for them.
All right. Yeah. So so if you wanted to have multiple people that are going to enter time in for other people, they would each be an advanced user.
Correct.
That rounds out the answer.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Will you be able to use the entire suite of Sage 100 through the cloud? Sage 100 will not be available through the cloud unless you work with somebody that hosts Sage on a contractor, and I'm writing down your name, and I can email you some information on that option. So we'll skip that, go to the next one. Since this is web-based, what, if any, downtime do we anticipate for overall website maintenance?
The only downtime I've had is when they've upgraded the features, meaning that I had to, download a update piece behind the scenes, because I don't, there's nothing I have to do on the website other than start utilizing the new feature. So when they first launched it, they only had reports, and then they added in project files, and then they added in the time. When they added in the time, I had to download a new piece, an update for the connector, the back office connector. I'm sure it had additional functionality built into it. And then the website was down, Sunday evening from midnight to 6 a.m. or something like that, while they were probably updating that. And I have not experienced any outages because, again, it is hosted by Microsoft Azure, and we're not the only ones. We're not the biggest game in town, so to speak, hosting on Microsoft servers, cloud servers. So I'm sure Microsoft, I'm sure Sage has gotten what they call it the 5 nines, just 99.9999% uptime guaranteed. So.
Great. Will there be the ability to enter vacation, sick, holiday time?
That, again, was another enhancement that I requested. Right now, you get 3 pay IDs per employee, and so you're limited there. So the answer is currently no, because I would imagine that you wouldn't be able to squeeze that in to one of your 3.
What are the server or connection requirements for on-premise versus cloud?
You cannot run Sage Construction Anywhere, as far as I know, on your own web server. It is only a cloud service. And again, Sage is hosting it through Microsoft. So the only system requirements for you is that you install the connector piece to your server, your Timberline or your Sage 300 or your Sage 100 server, and then you have access to the internet on that server so that it can upload the information.
Next question, will payroll fix, this is regarding the overtime hours, will payroll fix those overtime hours within the module if the automatic overtime table is set up?
Yeah, if the automatic overtime table is set up and you run that, it will process it just like you do now if you keyed in 10 hours of regular time and you've got your automatic overtime to say anything over 8 needs to be overtime. It will still do it because what you're doing when you're downloading the payroll is you're essentially importing it into the payroll module. And again, whether you're importing it or keying it in, it ultimately is time that's entered into the system, and then you process your payroll against it. So that the features within the software, your Timberline software and your Sage 300 software, it's been 18 years. It's really hard for me to say Sage 300. Your Sage 300 or your Sage 100 software is still the same functionality. It's just getting that time capture from the website down into the system. Hope that makes sense.
All right. Okay, when wanting to see attachments for the job, will it only show what has been attached where you set up the job, or will it show if something has been attached on the receiving screen as well?
No, you're not going to see. So if you're referring to the attachment feature within Timberline program, that you're not going to see any of the files that are attached to the job up here. These files live in the cloud on the Azure servers, so you physically are uploading them too. So you're not going to see those back into the Sage 300 software. Only up here on the website.
All right. Next question. How many field users can be on the core service for the $150 a month? That was one. Is it one and one? One basic, one advanced?
Well, when you say field users, if you're talking about field users who are doing reports and project files, project reports, I've been told it's unlimited. I have not tested that, so but I would have to say that I don't think you could probably break it. If you could take the server down, that would be amazing. But yeah, so for the $150 a month plus a discount, you have unlimited access for user count for reports and project files. Project reports. And that's something I kind of, now that I say that, I didn't talk about that. The reports that you are able to run on the website have to be project-related reports. So you're not going to run any AR agings or AP agings or financial statements or anything like that. It's going to be job cost. It has to have a job component with it. Sorry, I always forget to add that.
All right, and you're using Chrome, correct? Somebody asked what browser you're using.
I'm using Chrome. I have not tested it on Mozilla or Internet Explorer. I use Chrome all the time. So, but again, it works on all of them.
All right. Okay, next question. And everybody, we just have a couple more minutes out here, so we'll try to get through these last couple questions, and we'll let everybody get on with their day. We currently use Sage 100, and I have to manually enter all of our employees' time into the system to process payroll. Will this eliminate all that manual entry and put the cost to each job?
Yes, I mean it will function the same as you manually keying it in. The difference being is someone else keyed it into the website, gathered the time, and then you imported that time into your Sage 100 product, so that then you process your time, then you process your payroll like normal. So it would eliminate the vast majority of your data entry. As pointed out in other questions, there's no vacation or sick and things like that currently. So you might still have to do that.
All right. Is there any integration with Sage 300, PJ? Project management?
Any integration? No, that's a feature enhancement, and I'm hoping it is coming up very soon, where you can actually have a file integration where you can do your field reports, RFIs, change requests in the field. Field purchase orders, they said, is on the list. Service management, work order capture is on the list. Where it's on the list, we have not been privy to yet. So, but they are on. Okay. They've committed to releasing enhancements on a rapid pace.
All right. Okay, we'll take one last question, and the last question here is, can this be used for contractors, architects, and owners to use for RFI input tracking, logging, and responding? I think you just kind of answered that part of the way, right?
they could upload the RFIs. Yeah. It's not, you can't fill it out and have the document populate your RFIs back into your Timberline office, your Sage 300. But utilizing the project files, you can have RFIs for a job, allow the owner, architect, engineers and the subcontractors, as well as your organization, access to that, and then whoever initiates the RFI can upload it. Individuals that are users on that folder will get an email that says you have a new RFI uploaded, and they can download that RFI and be able to then, respond in kind, and then either upload the answer or email it out. So.
Gotcha. All right, great. Well, thank you, Russ, for all the information on this. And everybody, Cameron Clark, he's going to be reaching out to everybody. Just give me a call tomorrow. Russ, can you put back up his contact info in case some people want to reach out to him? They can call him in the meantime, and if you do have immediate questions. But yeah, I'd like to thank everybody for coming.
Other questions, yeah, definitely get your questions to Cameron, and then we will do our best to get the answers back to you as soon as possible. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thanks,
well, thanks everybody. Everybody have a great rest of your day, and happy constructing.